Hey guys, Coach Bricks here. I hope you are well. Hey, little topic I want to discuss, and I've talked about it often. Okay, I continue because I'm trying to get this point across, and that's the ACL problem that's going on. All right, with a lot of youth athletes, but it's not just youth; it's athletes in general. All right, let me give you some statistics. All right, that I have out there in the NFL from 2013 to 2016, there have been 202 ACLs. All right, tears. All right, roughly average about 50 a season. 2017, 51. This year so far, all right, there have already been 50 ACL tears. All right, 50. All right, these are high-level athletes that probably get some of the best training out there, have access to the best trainers, all right, so-called trainers, and yet they're tearing their knees up. All right. The reason being is, that's a whole other topic for a video that I could do, and some of the latest research that I've been doing on this actually might surprise you in what they're finding out and what might be the cause. All right, and when I do a little bit more, I'm going to actually get into that as well. All right, because I think it's going to really shock a lot of parents and a lot of people out there of what I'm finding out, which might be the big reason, okay, of why so many young athletes of today are tearing it, unlike in the past. Okay, but some of the other things I want to get into, more or less staying on this, this ACL problem is, you have so many parents out there, they're spending money on specialized training, when it comes to throwing a better slider, hitting the ball, in baseball, shooting a jump shot, dribbling a soccer ball. They're spending all this money, but they're not doing the basic things that I always talk about. You got to work on the basics. You got to take care of the basics. How to run correctly, how to land correctly, how to cut correctly, how to do all those things. The problem is we're skipping over that part and we're already going to the advanced skills. Now, I say it all the time, and it just goes in one ear, a lot of parents, and it goes out the other. And it bothers me when I see a kid go down to an injury. Now, could I say that every single thing that somebody does can mitigate that and prevent that injury? No, I will never say that. And if anybody does tell you that, they're lying to you. You can't prevent everything. All right, can we help mitigate it? I believe we can mitigate the problem. I'm not saying it'll ever be gone, but we can mitigate the severity of the injury and maybe even having the injury occur at all. All right, but there's special things you have to do. You have to learn how to do some of those things. There's basic stopping, basic landing. All my athletes, when I train them, we go over basic landing skills. Yeah, I know it sounds, elementary, but I'm telling you, a lot of people don't know how to land correctly, how to land in awkward situations, how to get out of the situation, how to cut in situations, slowing the body down to change direction to move. We do all that stuff. Why? Because I know how important it is. I know that's a staple to every one of my programs, to learn how to do it. And the more I see it, the more I understand that athletes don't really understand how to cut, how to do those things properly. So we have to work it even more. Now, why am I so passionate about it? Because here's a statistic that hits home with me. Over the last 3 years, I've seen 60 plus athletes post-rehab ACL. So these are athletes at about 5, 6, 7 months out that I'm trying to help get back to their sport. 60 plus. Just in 2018 alone, I've probably seen 25 to 30 already. The number just continues to go up. I'm at right now, probably in the last 2 months, I've probably seen 15 that I'm working with on a regular basis, 2 to 3 times per week. All right, and this is athletes age 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So what are you doing about it? Why aren't we doing more? Why? Why are we not taking this serious enough? Do we think it's not going to happen? I mean, think about that. 60 plus in 3 years. 25 plus this year, if not more, in 2018 alone. So what are we doing? Why do we keep spending money on learning how to, throw a slider or shooting a jump shot or dribbling? I'm not saying that stuff isn't important, but if we don't have the basic movement patterns down, then we're doing an injustice. We're never going to reach the pinnacle that we could reach as athletes. But we just want to skip over that stuff because some guy selling the snake oil stuff to us, hey, that you're going to be the most incredible baseball player if you learn how to do this at age 8, 9, 10, 11. But yet we're skipping over the basics, movement patterns. And it's causing a problem somewhere along the line. Now listen, we can get debate, like I said earlier on. about why it's occurring. You know, are we specializing in sports way too young? Are we not having enough free play? Is it this type of material that we're using, you know, the turf? Okay, we could go on and on about that. And I don't think there's any quite definitive answers. And like I said, I continue to do research. I'm constantly in that mode of finding out why. All right, because I want to know, what can we do to help eliminate this? I hate to see kids in pain. I hate to see kids have to sit out. But we have to do a better job as parents, as coaches, to make sure we're doing everything possible to make sure that, guess what? That it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it won't, because like I said, you can't prevent everything. But we buy these cars for our kids, right? We get the most safest car that they're safe in, with the airbags on every single side, you know, come out this side, this. We do all that, but then we're not spending the time or the money to make sure our kids, when they play a sport, are well equipped. And I'm not talking about the best equipment, okay, with a $300 pair of cleats and all this other stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about learning how to move correctly. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And there's some other guys in my profession that I know personally that are the same way. They're constantly harping on it, and it's going in one ear out the other. It's got to stop. Coaches, we have to do more. We have to. This should not be this major of a problem. I should not be seeing that many athletes, you know, with these injuries, especially ACL. You know, I should say non-contact. Okay, and non-contact means that nobody hits you. You turned, you planted, and it tore. You know, or you landed from it. You landed from something and it tore. We have to do a better job, but we have to be proactive. We have to stop being reactive. Don't think it's not going to happen, because once it happens, you know how long that takes? 9 months to 12, okay, to come back and play. And that's if they do come back, and not usually physically, because there are a lot of good doctors out there, okay, a lot of great doctors, all right, but one specifically I know in this area that does a phenomenal job on ACLs, unbelievable, best one, maybe one of the best ones in the country, all right, so we're fortunate to have him in this area, but it's psychologically. A lot of athletes can't come back psychologically then, because that's trauma, you know. You're done. You're done for 9 months. You're done for a year, if not more sometimes. And psychologically, they can't overcome that. So I don't want them to get to that. Like I said, if you do all this strength training and you do all the movement patterns, can you still hurt yourself? Yes, 100%. But you can pay all kind of money to get the best instruction in the world how to hit a ball, and you can still stink at hitting the ball. All right? That's just how it is. But I'd rather take my chances on learning how to do things properly and taking every precaution that I possibly can to make sure I don't get hurt. So as we move forward, hopefully we start to wake up and realize that this is a problem. I don't know if I want to call it an epidemic yet, but I think it's starting to push to that point, because as many athletes as I'm seeing and calling me up, hey Dave, you know, my doctor or my therapist referred me, you know, 6 months post-op, I need some work on my, you know, to get back to sport for my ACL injury. As much as I'm hearing over the last couple weeks and months, it's getting to that point. So we need to do more. All right, parents, you need to wake up. We need to do more. We have to. All right, I run programs all the time for this kind of stuff. That's my main thing. Most of my athletes who don't even have, you know, ACL issues, we work on those landing mechanics. We work on those running mechanics. I'd highly suggest looking into it, getting all the knowledge you possibly can, because I hate to see an athlete get hurt. Guys, this is Coach Brick. Stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, greatness never rests.